Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a critical issue that could affect your next grocery run. With global disruptions shaking up supply chains and markets worldwide, certain everyday essentials might be harder to find than you think. In the coming weeks, there are 8 key grocery products that could vanish from store shelves, and you need to be prepared. From staple foods to household favorites, we'll cover what's at risk and why. So what should you stock up on now to avoid missing out? Stay tuned to find out and make sure your pantry is ready for whatever comes next. Number 1. Rice. First up is rice. Did you know that recent export restrictions by India, which supplies over 40% of the global rice market, have led to significant reductions in global availability? The Indian government imposed these restrictions to manage domestic supply and curb rising local prices. This policy change has caused a surge in rice prices worldwide, straining supplies in import-dependent countries. Before we dive into the details, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on important updates like this. If you want to stay ahead of the game and keep your pantry fully stocked, this is the place to be. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need this information. Let's get into it. Several countries in Africa and Southeast Asia, heavily reliant on Indian rice imports, are particularly affected. Are you in one of these regions? Have you noticed a shortage in your local stores? These areas face significant supply shortages, forcing governments to seek alternative sources, often at higher costs. Increased freight charges and logistical challenges are further inflating prices and limiting availability. How much rice do you have stocked up at home? Have you already started noticing price hikes in your local grocery stores? The export restriction has prompted panic buying and stockpiling in some markets, further straining supplies. Experts predict that if these restrictions continue, the global rice market could face prolonged disruptions, leading to food insecurity in vulnerable regions and putting additional pressure on global food supply chains. What are your thoughts on this? Are you prepared for a prolonged shortage? Number 2. Canned vegetables. Next, let's talk about canned vegetables. Have you noticed a spike in prices for your favorite canned goods recently? Increases in steel and aluminum prices have impacted the production of cans, making it more expensive and challenging to produce canned goods. Major canning companies have reported delays in procurement and increased costs, leading to shortages in canned vegetables like corn, peas, and beans. Do you rely on canned vegetables as a pantry staple? With rising costs of steel and aluminum and logistical bottlenecks, these items are becoming harder to find on supermarket shelves. Are you planning to stock up on these essentials to stay ahead of these potential disruptions? What will you do if these shortages persist longer than expected? Share your plans with us in the comments. Number 3. Cooking oils. Cooking oils are also becoming scarce, and the reasons might surprise you. Have you noticed this in your local stores? The shift towards renewable energy has led to a significant portion of vegetable oils being diverted to biodiesel production. This change, driven by governmental policies and energy market demands, has resulted in lower availability of soybean and canola oils for food production, pushing up prices and causing shortages. Are you considering switching to alternative oils, or perhaps buying in bulk to hedge against future price increases? The increased competition for raw materials between the food industry and the energy sector has put additional pressure on prices. What are your thoughts on this shift towards renewable energy impacting our food supply? Could this lead to changes in your cooking habits or preferences? Moreover, the reduction in food-grade oil supply has been compounded by logistical challenges. Transportation bottlenecks and delays at ports have disrupted supply chains, making it harder to distribute cooking oils efficiently. Have you considered how these factors might affect your household? What steps are you taking to prepare for these disruptions? Number 4. Coffee. Coffee lovers, this one is for you. Have you experienced a recent price increase or shortage of your favorite coffee brand? Labor strikes in major coffee-producing regions like Colombia have disrupted the supply chain, leading to significant delays and shortages. These strikes, driven by demands for better wages and working conditions, have stalled harvests and delayed shipments. What would you do if your favorite coffee disappeared from the shelves? Increased shipping costs and a surge in demand, especially as more people return to caves and restaurants post-pandemic, are adding to the strain. Will this change your coffee habits, or are you prepared to pay more to get your daily fix? How are you planning to deal with potential shortages? Additionally, with global shipping costs on the rise, importing coffee has become more expensive. This increase in shipping expenses is particularly challenging for bulky, lower-margin commodities like coffee. Are you willing to try local coffee brands if your preferred ones become too expensive or hard to find? Number 5. Peanut butter. Peanut butter is facing challenges as well. Have you noticed prices going up recently? The increase in the cost of agricultural inputs like fertilizers and pesticides has raised the production costs for peanut farmers. This rise in costs has been passed down the supply chain, leading to higher prices and reduced availability of peanut butter on store shelves. What's your strategy? Do you plan to buy more peanut butter now or switch to alternatives like almond or sunflower seed butter? The logistical challenges and rising costs are making peanut butter a premium item on the shelves. If you have a favorite brand, now might be the time to grab an extra jar or two. What other spreads do you enjoy that could serve as a backup? Number 6. Spices. Spices such as black pepper, cinnamon, and nutmeg are becoming scarce. Are you someone who loves to experiment with flavors in your cooking? Recent changes in export policies in key spice-producing countries have limited the amount of spices available on the global market. Trade restrictions in major spice-producing countries like India and Vietnam have recently tightened, limiting the export of crucial spices. How does this affect your daily cooking? Are you planning to adjust your recipes based on the availability of certain spices, or will you look for alternatives? Number 7. Bottled water. Bottled water might also see shortages. Have you noticed any empty shelves or price hikes in bottled water recently? The surge in demand, driven by concerns over water quality and emergency preparedness, has outpaced production capacity. How do you plan to ensure your household has enough drinking water? Are you considering alternative sources like water filtration systems, or will you continue to rely on bottled water? What's your strategy for making sure you have a sufficient supply, especially in emergency situations? Furthermore, the rising cost of raw materials, such as plastic for bottles, has impacted production. With oil prices driving up the cost of plastic manufacturing, it's becoming more expensive to produce and package bottled water. Are you thinking about switching to more sustainable options? Share your thoughts on how we can balance our need for bottled water with environmental concerns. Number 8. Packaged snacks. Lastly, packaged snacks like chips, crackers, and cookies are expected to face shortages. What's your go-to snack, and have you noticed any shortages yet? Rising costs of raw materials and packaging, along with increased global demand for convenient snack foods, have strained production capacities. How are you preparing for this potential shortage? Are you planning to stock up on your favorite snacks, or are you open to trying new alternatives? If you've seen your favorite brands running low, what's your plan for finding substitutes? The snack industry is also facing higher costs for ingredients like wheat, corn, and sugar, essential for making many popular snacks. Have you considered making homemade versions of your favorite snacks as a backup plan? What recipes or snacks are you turning to in these times of uncertainty? Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more updates on how to stay prepared and informed in these unpredictable times. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share this video with your friends and family to help them stay ahead of the curve too. Let us know in the comments which products you'll be stocking up on, and if there are any other topics you'd like us to cover. Stay safe, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next video.